What's going on, everybody, and welcome to J Sports Seattle. In this video, I'm going to be talking about the Seahawks. If you hear any jingling, it's because my cat's in my room right now. So, yeah, don't worry about that. But we're going to be talking about the Seahawks. I'm going to be going over the Lions game yesterday on Monday night. Took that L. The final score really doesn't display of how close the game was for the majority of the game. Here, I'm gonna let her out real quick. Alright, come on, let's go. Sorry. But yeah, I'm just gonna hop right into it and review this game. So if you like the video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share for more Seahawks and Seattle sports content. And without further ado, let's get on the video. Alright, so yeah, like I was saying, we took that L on the road. Detroit finally got one over us, and this is the one game that I predicted that we were going to lose before the season. So I'm not surprised by this loss by any means, even though I wanted us to win, obviously. But I was not surprised that we didn't come out with the win. Like I said, third straight year going into Detroit. They don't want us to come in there on a Monday Night Football and beat them again for a third straight year. So props out to them because they played their asses off, and we just got caught lacking. And Jared Goff, dude, balled out. I thought, the reason why he balled out is because we didn't get any pressure on him. We got pressure on him in the first half a little bit, but second half, that dude was nobody touched him. So Jared Goff balled out. The running game absolutely destroyed us because their game plan worked. We had a weak D-line. Our D-line was weak and hurt. They attacked it and they succeeded. It's just that's how it works. We got outcoached, we got outplayed. It happens. I'm not expecting us to go 14-0 or 20-0 this year. I don't know why I said 14. 20-0 this year. So definitely but it is an encouraging loss. Even though we lost, I was encouraged by what I saw. From the offense mainly. Obviously from the defense, not in the slightest. But from the offense, I was really encouraged by what I saw. Which, once we get this defense under control and, figure out what went wrong and why we got absolutely just destroyed, then we can figure out how we can, pair that with our offense that's now starting to find itself in this league. Offensively, Geno Smith gets the MVP of the game. This dude played his absolute tail off. I mean, absolute tail off. You cannot ask for a better performance from your quarterback down 14-0. I don't even look at that interception. Does not count for all I know and for all I care. That Geno still has 3 interceptions on the year. That interception does not count because it was garbage time and bro was just trying to make a play. And this dude absolutely just balled out. The defense kept giving up touchdown after touchdown after touchdown, and we were, trying to claw our way back in each time. The Lions entering that fourth quarter. It was still like a 1-score game. So I'm very encouraged by that, and it's just the defense has to lock in next week against the woeful Giants. But yeah, Geno gets the MVP of the game. K9 also gets a massive shout out, 80 yards. He had 100 total, 100 plus yards from scrimmage. Had 3 touchdowns. Dude absolutely balled out. DK, third straight. I think he was the first Seahawks receiver in history or recent history to have 3 straight games with 100 receiving yards. Dude balled out. The receiving core just balled out in general. 395 yards. We absolutely diced them in the air. But we left a lot on the table. Well, you only scored 29 points. We actually outgained the Lions in yards. We actually had more yards than the Lions, more total yards than the Lions. But they scored more points, and that's all that matters in the end. So this dude had a near perfect passer rating, and that, honestly, we need a loss like this because Mike Macdonald needs to be humbled. I feel like, we're 3-0. We came into this game riding a little bit of a high. I feel like Mike Macdonald, was thinking, man, I've been done doing a bang-up job so far the past 2 years. And I'm riding high. I beat these guys last year, destroyed them. I think I got this. I think he might have had a little bit of an ego boost, which it happens at this level. And, he's still, but another thing is he's the youngest head coach in the league, who's going up against a team that's already been established themselves, that's already established themselves in their culture over the past couple of years with Dan Campbell. But what the thing I noticed about McDonald and reflected in the game, they fought hard. They really did. The defense fought hard, even though they gave up 42 points, in my opinion. Sort of. The offense fought hard, though. The offense is what really gets the majority of the flowers in this game, because they were the ones that kept us in this game. But this is a humbling loss for not just the defense, but the entire team as well, which I like it. And, we weren't like, you're not going to go 17-0. It's just not going to happen. This isn't the Patriots. This isn't the 92 Dolphins. It's just not going to happen. And this was our first real test. And, we didn't pass it, but we didn't fail horribly. We didn't actually go in there and got blown out 42 to 10 or something. We went in there and kept the game competitive for the majority of the game. And, in the end, the defense just finally lost steam. You allowed 35 points leading to that point. Fine, eventually you're just like, oh, man, you're gassed. I do got to talk about the refs, though. I'm normally not one to complain about the refs. I try not to, but I'm absolutely getting sick of the refs. I'm absolutely annoyed, and I'm sick of the refs. They are pissing me the F off right now. They need to stop, because it's not just Seahawks games. It's every single game I've watched this year, every single football game I've watched this year, just penalty upon penalty upon penalty upon penalty. It's like they just need to let these guys play. It's getting out of hand. This is the National Football League, not the National Referee League. So they need to chill it out, because this is getting ridiculous. Not like I was watching that Titans-Dolphins game a little bit. There was a bunch of flags in that game. Like every game I've watched so far, there's just been a buttload of penalties, just a plethora of penalties, and they need to stop it. I don't know why they decided to get treated like military boot camp, but chill. That's it's getting ridiculous. They called an OPI on Tyler Lockett that was not an OPI. They missed a pass interference on DK. There were a couple calls against us they missed in favor of the Lions. It's just the refs they're pissing me off. I'm sorry. I'm normally not one to go off on the refs, but I'm getting really sick of it. A lot of some of those penalties were on our own. I get it. But it's getting ridiculous when every single NFL game I turn on, there's a flag every single 3 minutes. It is getting out of hand, and please, for the love of God, stop it with the refereeing getting out of control. Please, it's ridiculous. It's seriously ridiculous. Now that I got my little TED talk about the refs out of the way. A lot of those penalties, like I said, were our fault. I'm not going to blame the refs for us losing that game. We lost that game because we got our asses handed to, as simple as that. But the referees did not help at all. They called, I think, between both teams, there were 18 or 19 penalties. It's just ridiculous. But, yeah, the way I said that we were going to be able to win is to be able to stop their run game. Obviously, we weren't able to do that. Because 116 yards, not really what you want. We got dice in the air, 299 total receiving yards. It's just trick plays that we fell for. That the Philly special, hey, we did use their hook and ladder on them though. That was pretty cool to see. But overall, defense has a lot of work. And Mike McDonald's going to take a look at this game, and it's going to humble him. You allowed 42 points on Monday Night Football. That's unacceptable, and he knows it's unacceptable. But the encouraging thing about this is, you can beat these guys. We had multiple chances. If we got a stop or if we just put it in the end zone, we had multiple chances to win. We had penalties that hurt ourselves, and the defense just let go of steam. And I got to mention that DK fumble. That fumble cost us the game. I knew when DK fumbled that ball, we were going to lose the game. The reason being is because of when Travis Homer fumbled that ball. I think it was in 2020. Was it last year? or I think it might have been in 2022. Yeah, I think it was 2022. Travis Homer. We were driving, end of the first half against the Niners. So this is a team, like, you're going up against a team where you can't make a mistake or you will lose the game. And I remember that one game against Travis Homer. He ran for a first down. We were in field goal range, and then he fumbled the ball, and it just turned all momentum that we had just absolutely disappeared. That is how I felt when DK fumbled that ball. As soon as he fumbled that ball, I knew it was wraps because because you're down 14-0 to start out the game. It's an uphill battle. Like, the chances of you winning that game, you have to play flawless football from that point on, and we couldn't. We couldn't get a stop, and the offense tried to score three touchdowns on 3 straight drives, but it wasn't enough to overcome the poor defensive play, and it happens. You get bested. So, Gino, like I said, he was the MVP of this game. Like, no doubt about it. Tyrell Dodson played another great game at middle linebacker, and same with Tyrese Knight with great tackling. These guys both had great tackles. I'm very happy to see these guys perform well. Devin Witherspoon had a good game, in my opinion. He got a little mixed up with that on that 70-yard touchdown pass, but it's early in the season. Like I said, you'd rather get that out of the way now, and then, facing a better team later in the season with playoff implications on the line. It's still early. We have a 1-game lead in the division. We face the Giants. So we're okay. But yeah, moving on to winners and losers. Winners, yeah, Geno Smith, Ryan Grubb. The entire offense just gets a winner. Like, y'all just balled out. I mean, it's just simple as that. I couldn't ask more. You guys kept us in the game. While our defense was absolutely just looking like a college defense out there, you guys balled out, and you kept us in the game. You kept us competitive for that game. So, the entire offense. Derek Hall, and then the defense, entire defense, yes, but a bright spot was Derek Hall. Yes, he's been developing amazingly as a pass rusher, and that sack right there saved them from potentially scoring more points. That comes in handy in an event where we're not down 7-21. We're down like 7-10, or the score's tied. He is taking a huge leap in his second year, and has shown that we can rely on him when we don't have like Uchenna and Nwosu in or Boye Mafe in. And Anthony Bradford, he had a great game. Simple as that. Didn't commit a penalty. I didn't see a sack that was his fault. I think he played a good game. That's what we need from him. Entire defense, yeah, absolutely humiliated. It's humiliating because they scored. I feel like every single drive we never got, like, I only witnessed 2 defensive stops that game, I feel like, and yeah, giving up 42 points on 50 plays and only forcing 6 downs. Yeah, that's awful. While averaging 8 yards per play is awful. Only 6 teams in NFL history had previously ever scored 40 points in 50 plays or fewer. Oops, I did not want that. Having a defensive or special teams touchdown. So we just got absolutely manhandled, and we got absolutely embarrassed on national television. So, and that's good. I like that we got embarrassed on national television because we got humbled. That's what we needed. We were a 3-0 team riding high going into this game. They had every reason why they wanted to win this game. They were in their home. They were facing us for the 3rd straight year and did not want to take that L. He was facing us at home for the 3rd straight year and did not want to lose to us for the 4th straight year. And they're done being owned by us. They had so much grit and energy entering this game, the Lions. They played with so much more effort, and it showed. Draymond Jones had an okay game, but he still hasn't been performing up to his contract, $17 million a year. He's not performing the way that we want him to. Travis Gibson, he did not do well when he was in. He got absolutely mossed. Or not mossed, he got cooked by Goff, who, in my opinion, is one of the least athletic quarterbacks in the league. But he got cooked, so it happens. But he is a linebacker, so it makes sense, but still. This PI right here, if anything, that should have been an illegal contact. Because if he's trying to run a route, there's no reason that shouldn't have been called on Lockett. Egregious. Absolutely egregious. Yeah, officiating. Yeah. So yeah, they were bad and horrible on both sides, and that's the reason why the officiating gets an L this game. They were bad on both sides of the ball. So yeah, just like I said in my rant earlier with the refs, they need to stop. They need to stop with this because this is getting ridiculous. I have never seen so many games being influenced by I've never seen so many calls in so many games in a year by refs. It's just getting out of hand. So, but look at this, Geno, man, he's leading the league in passing yards after 4 weeks. You know what, man? And completions. Give him the bag. Just give him the bag. It's time. He's proven that we can rely on him, and he's no longer that Jets Geno. He's under a completely new offensive system, and he's balling out. The 4 touchdowns, the 4 interceptions is not doing him justice of how well he's playing as a quarterback. 64 QBR is great. Is a great QBR. That means he's playing at an above average level. It's actually, so right now he's playing like a top 10 quarterback. Give him the bag. You got to pay him like a top 10 quarterback because I think we're only playing him like a top 10, like a top 15 or top 16 quarterback. We got to give him the bag that he deserves, and I believe he does deserve it. And a lot of those, literally those interceptions, except for the last one, I guess, weren't his fault. The first one he got hit. The second and third one are both tipped passes, and the last one he just threw a pass in the end zone because he's trying to make a hero play. Simple as that. And bro barely caught it. Bro missed it from touching the ground by a hair. So seriously, dude is playing his absolute tail off. He's second in the league in completion percentage behind Jaden Daniels. Wow, behind Jaden Daniels, the rookie, and he's balling out. We need to extend him because he is our franchise quarterback now. For all you Geno haters out there, you need to stop because this dude is keeping us in games. He led the league in game-winning drives last year. He already had one against the Patriots, and he kept us competitive in a game where our defense could not get a stop. So stop it, Geno haters. This dude is legit. He is a top 10 quarterback, and he's playing like an all-pro, and we need to pay him like one. So we need to extend him. I hope John Schneider is working on that right now because this guy is it right now, man. He's performing. Let's see how he does against the Niners. If he absolutely tears it up against the Niners next week, you have to extend him. You need to extend him because we have struggled against the Niners the past 2 years straight, and even if we lose and he still balls out, you got to pay him the back. So, but yeah, moving on. This is our top 5 highest graded people. I'm surprised Geno isn't up there, but Walker leading the top at 90.7. Bro played it like he's playing at a Pro Bowl level. And I believe if he did not miss these last 2 games, he would be in the league. He'd probably be leading the league in rushing yards, I feel like, or something, or touchdowns. Derek Hall had a great game. Zach Charbonnet had a great game too. Jaron Reed had a great game in the run. Devin Witherspoon had a good game overall. And then apparently we are re-signing Jason Peters back to our practice squad. I like it because it's just more depth. I also don't like it because it shows how desperate we are to have a right tackle because we are not looking good right now in terms on our O-line. And not to mention Geno's carrying with the freaking banged up O-line. Got a third string right tackle and Laken Tomlinson and Anthony Bradford haven't done the best, although they did improve this game. So, but still, these are the snap counts. Dotson, Jenkins played 100% of the snaps. Woolen, Witherspoon played 100% of this, or 98% of the snaps. Yeah, so Lockett, JSN is really starting. I feel like JSN is really starting to overtake Lockett in that wide receiver 2 spot. I feel like he is really overtaking him. He made some great plays yesterday. Same with Lockett as always. So like I said, we outgained them in yards. We had more first downs than them. We had 38 first downs, 17 more than Detroit. That's the most by a losing team in over 90 years. If that's not encouraging to how great our offense could be, I don't know what is. It's just we get this defense together and then our offense improves. We are a Super Bowl contender. It's as simple as that. So, but I think that's all I have for this video. I'm going to be making a preview for the game on Saturday, most likely. This was an emotional loss. I was super upset with the refs, but this loss was on us. We got absolutely manhandled. They were the better team. They were clearly the better team. We aren't where we need to be yet, and we will be. And McDonald said that. So I really like what McDonald said in his post-game presser. He wasn't mad. He was cool, calm, collected, and realized that this is the part of the game. This is how it works. You just gotta move on to week 5, and that's exactly how he treated it, and that's great. So yeah, I like that. I love that from McDonald. So thank you for stopping by. Have a great day, and go Hawks, go Mariners, and go Kraken.